Have you ever wondered what would happen if you committed to a daily practice that could rewire your brain, reshape your emotions, and completely transform your life? In this video, you're about to discover the truth. I'll reveal what happens when you practice Joe Dispenza's meditations consistently for 1 full year. The challenges, the breakthroughs, and the life-changing results. If you've ever struggled with discipline, stress, or feeling stuck in the same patterns, this may be the key you've been waiting for. This isn't just another motivational talk. What you'll hear today is a blueprint backed by science and lived experience. A journey that shows how meditation can heal your mind, expand your consciousness, and even help you manifest a new reality. And the best part? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to begin your own transformation, starting today. Think for a moment. Do you ever feel like your thoughts are controlling you, repeating the same negative stories day after day? Do you feel weighed down by anxiety, stress, or the sense that your life is going in circles? Or maybe you dream of attracting abundance, health, love, and clarity, but something always seems to block you. If so, this video is speaking directly to you. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll walk you through the hidden power of Joe Dispenza's meditations. What truly changes after 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and finally 1 year of consistent practice. You'll see how ordinary people unlock extraordinary results, from emotional healing to synchronicities and even miraculous shifts in their reality. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also give you a clear, step-by-step guide to start applying this in your own life immediately. If you're ready to break free from the old version of yourself and step into the life you know you deserve, then this video will be the turning point you've been waiting for. The pain points of the audience. When most people think about changing their lives, they immediately feel overwhelmed by one powerful enemy: repetition. Every morning they wake up with the same thoughts as yesterday, they feel the same emotions, and they take the same actions that lead to the same results. It's as if they are living inside a loop that never ends. This endless cycle is what Joe Dispenza calls the habit of being yourself. But if the old self is built on stress, fear, lack, and doubt, then it's no surprise that life keeps reflecting those same patterns back. And deep down, most of us know that if nothing changes inside, nothing will ever change outside. Think for a moment about your own life. How many times have you said to yourself, "This time I will be different. This time I will stay calm. This time I will believe in myself"? Yet, within days or weeks, you find yourself falling back into the same reactions, the same anxieties, the same self-sabotage. It feels as if the body and mind have memorized suffering so well that it has become your default state. And here lies the pain. The frustration of wanting transformation but being pulled back by invisible forces. Those invisible forces are nothing more than the unconscious programs running your life. On top of this, there is the crushing weight of stress. Modern life constantly triggers the fight-or-flight response, flooding the body with cortisol and adrenaline. At first, it feels normal. This is just how life is. But over time, stress becomes the silent killer of joy. It erodes health, weakens the immune system, and blinds the mind to new possibilities. How can someone attract abundance, love, or peace when their entire nervous system is wired for survival? People crave freedom, but they are locked in the biology of fear. And no matter how much they wish for a better future, that future cannot arrive while they are stuck in survival mode. Now let's talk about another pain point: the illusion of control. Many people believe that if they just work harder, push more, or force circumstances to bend, life will finally give them what they want. But this endless struggle leaves them exhausted, unfulfilled, and still empty-handed. They chase results on the outside while ignoring the root cause on the inside. This is why so many affirmations, plans, or goals fail. Without addressing the inner state, without breaking free from the old emotional addictions, change remains temporary at best. The pain of effort without reward makes people feel powerless, as if destiny is against them. And yet, here is the truth. The pain itself is the invitation. Every frustration, every repeated mistake, every restless night is life calling you to awaken. The reason you are watching this video is not an accident. You are here because some part of you knows that you are capable of more. You know that your mind has the power to heal, to expand, and to create a new reality. And even if you failed before, even if you doubt yourself, you are about to see that lasting transformation is not only possible. It is inevitable when you align your inner world with the meditations and teachings we'll explore today. Many people who start Joe Dispenza's meditations share the same story. At first, they doubt anything will happen. They sit in silence, fighting with their thoughts, feeling restless and impatient. One woman, for example, described how during her first weeks she felt like a failure because her mind kept wandering. But after staying consistent, something began to shift. She noticed that her anxiety levels dropped, her sleep improved, and she stopped reacting to small irritations. What seemed impossible at first became natural. Stories like hers are proof that the old self fights hard to stay alive, but persistence allows the new self to emerge. This is why it's not about perfection, it's about consistency, and that's exactly what you will learn by staying with this video until the end. There's also the story of a man who struggled for years with financial instability. No matter what job he took or how hard he worked, he never felt secure. After practicing meditation daily for several months, he realized that his inner state of fear and scarcity was magnetizing those same situations. By shifting into gratitude and possibility, new opportunities started to appear. He received unexpected job offers, his relationships improved, and for the first time he felt in control of his destiny. His story is not unique. Thousands of people have experienced similar breakthroughs. And if they can do it, so can you. That's why this video is not just information. It's a map. If you stay until the end, you will have the exact tools to begin rewriting your story, starting today. The method of Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza's method is built on a revolutionary but simple idea. If you can change your thoughts and emotions, you can change your reality. He bridges the gap between neuroscience, epigenetics, and quantum physics to show that the mind is not a prisoner of the past but a creator of the future. Most people think of meditation as relaxation, but in his teachings it becomes much more than that. It is a tool for transformation. By learning to disconnect from the old identity, the old stories, and the old emotions, you literally step into a new version of yourself. And when your inner world changes, your outer world has no choice but to follow. At the core of his method are three key principles: breaking the habit of being yourself, creating the new self, and elevating your energy. Breaking the habit means observing your automatic thoughts and reactions without identifying with them. Creating the new self means practicing intentional visualization and emotional rehearsal, as if your desired future is already happening now. And elevating energy means moving beyond the familiar emotions of fear, doubt, and lack into higher states like gratitude, joy, love, and wholeness. This shift is what allows the body to stop living in the past and start aligning with the future. Science confirms what ancient wisdom has always taught. The brain is plastic, capable of rewiring itself, and the body responds to emotions like chemical signals. When you practice Joe Dispenza's meditations, you literally train your nervous system, your immune system, and even your genetic expression to support a new reality. Studies show reductions in cortisol, increases in melatonin and serotonin, and profound improvements in mental clarity. This isn't just philosophy, it is measurable transformation. And yet, the most powerful results are often the ones science cannot fully explain. The sudden healings, the synchronicities, the miracles that arise when a person steps into the unknown with faith and consistency. His meditations often begin by guiding you to move your awareness away from the external world, away from the body, away from time, away from the familiar environment, and into the field of pure possibility. Here, you are no longer defined by your past or by your limitations. Instead, You become a consciousness capable of tuning into new frequencies of reality. This is why so many people report mystical experiences, visions, or deep states of unity. In these moments, you touch something greater than yourself, and that energy begins to reorganize your life in ways you could never force with effort alone. But perhaps the most inspiring part of Joe Dispenza's method is that it doesn't require special talent, religious belief, or perfect discipline. It only requires a decision. The decision to show up daily and practice. Whether you're dealing with stress, illness, financial struggles, or simply the desire for deeper meaning, his method gives you a practical path to freedom. You don't have to understand all the science to benefit from it. You just have to commit. And as you'll see later in this video, even small steps can lead to extraordinary results when repeated with consistency. One powerful example comes from a woman who suffered from chronic illness for over a decade. Traditional medicine had given her little hope, and she lived in constant pain. After attending one of Joe Dispenza's retreats and practicing his meditations daily, she experienced something remarkable. She described how, during one session, she felt her body flooded with an overwhelming sense of love and energy, as if a switch had been flipped inside her. Within months, her symptoms began to disappear, and eventually she was declared free of her condition. Stories like hers are not rare. Thousands have shared similar experiences of healing that defy logic. These examples are not just inspirational. They are proof that by entering higher states of consciousness, the body reorganizes itself to match that new energy. And if it worked for her, it can work for anyone willing to commit. For beginners, the question is always, where do I start? The truth is, you don't need to attend a retreat or meditate for hours on end to see results. Many people begin with just 15 to 20 minutes a day, using guided meditations that focus on breathing, awareness, and emotional rehearsal. The key is not the length of time but the consistency and the intensity of emotion you bring into the practice. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding to feel gratitude for a future that hasn't yet happened, as if it were already real. That single act begins to rewire your brain. By staying with this video until the end, you'll discover a simple step-by-step plan to integrate these practices into your daily life. It doesn't matter if you've failed with meditation before. This time will be different, because you'll have a clear roadmap to follow. The effects on the body and mind. When you begin practicing Joe Dispenza's meditations, one of the first noticeable effects is a reduction in stress. Most people live with their bodies trapped in survival mode, producing high levels of cortisol and adrenaline. This constant fight-or-flight state is exhausting, damaging the immune system, impairing digestion, and clouding the mind. Meditation reverses this process. Studies have shown that within weeks of consistent practice, cortisol levels begin to drop, while serotonin and melatonin increase. People report sleeping better, feeling calmer, and having more mental clarity. It's as if the body finally gets permission to heal and restore itself, no longer stuck in the chemistry of fear. Beyond stress relief, meditation initiates powerful changes in the brain itself. Neuroimaging research has revealed that regular practice strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for focus, decision-making, and higher consciousness, while calming the amygdala, the center of fear and reactivity. This rewiring of the brain is not just theory. It translates directly into everyday life. Imagine reacting to challenges with calm instead of panic, or making choices from clarity instead of impulse. These shifts are exactly what thousands of people experience as they progress with the practice. They stop being controlled by the past and start designing their future, one thought and one emotion at a time. At a deeper level, the effects of Joe Dispenza's meditations extend into the body's energy field. Many practitioners describe sensations of warmth, vibrations, or waves of energy moving through them during meditation. While science is only beginning to understand these phenomena, they often correlate with profound emotional release and healing. People report old traumas dissolving, lifelong anxieties fading, and a sense of inner freedom they've never known before. One participant even shared that, after years of carrying grief, she felt it lift in a single session, replaced by overwhelming love. Whether explained scientifically or spiritually, the result is undeniable. The body and mind begin to operate from a higher frequency. These effects also ripple outward into the material world. When someone changes their inner state, the outer world begins to reflect it. People who practice consistently often report synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that align with their intentions. They meet the right person at the right time, stumble upon unexpected opportunities, or receive answers to questions they've held in their hearts for years. Some call it luck, others call it divine intervention, but Joe Dispenza explains it simply. When you change your vibration, you become a magnet for new experiences that match your new state of being. Life begins to flow, rather than being forced. Perhaps the most extraordinary effects are the so-called miraculous healings and breakthroughs. From cancer remission to financial turnarounds, stories abound of people who completely changed their lives through meditation. While skeptics may dismiss them, the sheer number of cases is impossible to ignore. These stories inspire us because they reveal the unlimited potential of the human spirit when aligned with intention, emotion, and the quantum field. And the best part? You don't have to wait years to see results. Even within weeks or months, small but powerful changes start to appear. Better health, deeper relationships, clearer purpose. By staying until the end of this video, you'll learn how to tap into the same potential and start experiencing these shifts for yourself. One striking story comes from a man who had battled depression for more than 15 years. He had tried therapy, medication, and countless self-help methods, but nothing seemed to bring lasting relief. When he discovered Joe Dispenza's meditations, he started small, just 20 minutes each morning. At first, his mind resisted, telling him it was pointless. But within weeks, he noticed subtle changes. His thoughts became less negative, he laughed more, and he began to feel hope again. After a year of consistent practice, he described himself as a completely different person, full of energy and purpose. Stories like his show us that transformation doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen when you commit to showing up for yourself every single day. And in this video, you'll soon see how to take those first steps, no matter where you are starting from. Another incredible example is of a woman who struggled with infertility for years. Doctors told her she had little chance of conceiving naturally, but instead of giving up, she turned to Joe Dispenza's teachings. Through daily meditation, she shifted her emotional state from despair to gratitude, from lack to wholeness. She visualized herself as already being a mother, feeling the joy and love of that reality every day. Months later, against all odds, she became pregnant and gave birth to a healthy child. She credits the practice not only with transforming her body but also with healing her heart. These are not isolated miracles. They are reminders of what's possible when you align thought, emotion, and energy. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'll share how you can begin cultivating the same inner shift and open the door to your own impossible becoming possible. The 1-year journey. In the first month of daily practice, most people encounter resistance. The mind wanders, the body feels restless, and doubts begin to whisper, "Is this even working?" Yet, something subtle begins to shift. Sleep improves, small moments of calm appear, and emotions feel less overwhelming. The greatest victory of this stage is not dramatic results, but the realization that you can show up for yourself every day. It's the planting of a seed. The old self will resist fiercely, but every meditation session is like watering the soil of a new life. Those who persist past this stage begin to notice small wins that hint at bigger transformations ahead. By the third month, the practice starts to feel more natural. Instead of struggling with the mind, you begin to look forward to the quiet moments. Anxiety levels drop, focus improves, and creative ideas flow more easily. Many people describe experiencing synchronicities for the first time. Unexpected encounters, meaningful coincidences, or opportunities that feel too perfect to be random. These events serve as signs that the inner work is beginning to ripple outward. At this point, meditation is no longer just a practice. It becomes a sanctuary, a place where you reconnect with a deeper part of yourself every day. Around the 6th month, transformation becomes undeniable. The body is calmer, the mind is sharper, and the heart begins to open. People often report experiencing deep emotional releases during meditation. Tears, laughter, or a profound sense of peace washing over them. Old traumas lose their grip, and limiting beliefs start to dissolve. This is also when bigger external changes often occur. New jobs, healthier relationships, or even healing from chronic conditions. It's as if the universe responds directly to the new energy you are radiating. At this stage, you begin to realize that you are not a victim of your life but a creator of it. By the 9th month, your new self feels more familiar than the old self. The negative patterns that once seemed unbreakable are now faint memories. Instead of being controlled by stress or fear, you respond to life with calm, clarity, and confidence. Your intuition sharpens, guiding you toward choices that align with your highest good. Many practitioners describe this stage as a rebirth, a feeling of stepping into a version of themselves they always knew was possible but never believed they could embody. Life feels lighter, opportunities flow more naturally, and gratitude becomes the default state. The seed planted months ago has now grown into strong roots. At the 12-month mark, the transformation is breathtaking. You look back and barely recognize the person you were a year ago. Where once there was fear, now there is trust. Where once there was lack, now there is abundance. Where once there was confusion, now there is clarity and purpose. This doesn't mean life is without challenges, but your relationship with those challenges has completely changed. You no longer react as the old self would. Instead, you meet life from the elevated energy of the new self. And perhaps the most beautiful realization is this: the journey never truly ends. 1 year is just the beginning of a lifetime of expansion, healing, and creation. By staying with this video until the end, you'll discover exactly how to begin this journey today. One remarkable story is that of a man who, after years of living in financial struggle, decided to commit to Joe Dispenza's meditations for a full year. At first, he faced the same resistance most people do. His mind told him it was a waste of time, and nothing seemed to change externally. But by the 3rd month, he began noticing synchronicities. Small financial gains, unexpected offers, and people entering his life who opened new doors. By the 6th month, he had shifted his inner state so deeply from scarcity to abundance that opportunities seemed to flow toward him effortlessly. By the 12th month, he had completely transformed his financial reality, moving from debt to stability, and from fear to empowerment. His journey shows that consistent practice doesn't just heal the mind, it reshapes the external world. And later in this video, I'll show you the exact steps to start this same path today. Another powerful example comes from a woman who struggled with severe anxiety and panic attacks for most of her adult life. She decided to take on the challenge of practicing daily meditation for 1 year, even though she doubted she could stick with it. The first few weeks were hard. Her thoughts raced, her body resisted, and she almost gave up. But little by little, she began to notice changes. Calmer mornings, deeper sleep, and fewer panic episodes. By 6 months, she had regained control of her life, describing a peace she hadn't felt in decades. At the 1-year mark, she not only overcame her anxiety but also discovered a sense of spiritual connection that filled her with gratitude and purpose. Her story is proof that even the deepest struggles can be healed through consistent practice. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, I'll share how you too can begin, no matter how chaotic your mind feels today. Practical guide. The first and most important step is to start small. Many people give up on meditation because they believe they need to sit for an hour in silence with a perfectly empty mind. That belief is what keeps them from even starting. Joe Dispenza's approach shows us that transformation begins the moment you commit, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes a day. In the beginning, don't worry about doing it perfectly. What matters is consistency. Each time you sit down, close your eyes, and breathe with intention, you are training your body and mind to step out of the old patterns and into a new possibility. The second step is to focus on your emotional state. Thoughts alone do not change your life. It is the emotion behind the thought that makes it powerful. Begin by practicing gratitude, not for what you already have, but for the future you are creating. Imagine waking up tomorrow as the version of yourself you want to become. Feel the emotions of that reality. The joy, the freedom, the peace, or the abundance. The brain doesn't know the difference between a memory and a vivid imagination, so by rehearsing your future with elevated emotions, you begin to program it into your nervous system. The third step is to create a sacred routine. Find a time and place where you can practice daily without distractions. Many practitioners prefer mornings because the brain is in a more receptive state, but any consistent time works. Start with guided meditations. There are plenty available from Joe Dispenza that lead you through breathwork, visualization, and energy focus. One man who began with just 20 minutes before work described how, within weeks, his mornings went from chaotic to centered, and his productivity skyrocketed. Small adjustments in routine create massive results over time. The fourth step is patience and persistence. You will not see fireworks every day, and that's perfectly normal. Some sessions may feel powerful, while others may feel ordinary. What matters is that you keep showing up. Think of it like going to the gym. One workout won't change your body, but consistent practice transforms you. A woman once shared that for her first 2 months, meditation felt boring and pointless. But she decided to continue anyway, and by the 4th month, she began experiencing deep peace and powerful synchronicities. Her persistence is what unlocked the transformation, and the same will happen for you if you stay committed. Finally, the 5th step is integration. Meditation is not about escaping life. It is about transforming how you live it. After each session, take a moment to carry the elevated emotions into your day. If you practiced gratitude in the morning, live as if that gratitude is already fulfilled throughout the day. If you practice seeing yourself as abundant, walk and act with that energy. This is where the real magic happens. When meditation stops being something you do and becomes the way you live. By staying with me until the end of this video, I'll show you how to turn these steps into a simple daily plan, so you can begin your own journey today and experience results faster than you might believe possible. One inspiring story comes from a young man who admitted he could barely sit still for 5 minutes when he first began. He had tried meditation before and always gave up, convinced that his restless mind meant he was failing. But instead of chasing perfection, he committed to Joe Dispenza's guided meditations for just 10 minutes each night before bed. Slowly, his mind began to quiet, and he noticed himself sleeping better. After 3 months, he was meditating for 30 minutes with ease, and the changes were undeniable. His anxiety had decreased, his focus improved, and he felt more confident at work. His journey proves that you don't need to start big. Even the smallest daily step becomes powerful when practiced with intention. And soon, I'll show you how you can take your own first step today. Another powerful example is of a woman who felt completely lost after a painful divorce. She said she wanted to heal but had no idea where to start, and the idea of meditation intimidated her. She decided to try one of Joe Dispenza's beginner meditations for 15 minutes each morning. At first, she cried through the sessions, releasing years of bottled-up grief. But over time, those tears gave way to peace, and peace gave way to joy. By 6 months, she described herself as a new person. Her energy was lighter, she felt hopeful again, and new opportunities appeared in her life, including a fulfilling job and supportive friendships. She often says the hardest part was starting, but once she did, the path unfolded naturally. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, I'll guide you to begin the same way, with a simple first step that can change everything. Now that you've seen the full journey, from the first struggles to the profound results after 1 year, it's clear that meditation is not just about sitting quietly. It's about reinventing yourself. Joe Dispenza's teachings show us that by changing your thoughts, emotions, and energy, you have the power to rewrite the story of your life. You've heard the science, you've heard the real-life stories, and most importantly, you've felt the truth within yourself while listening. The question now is not whether this works. The question is, are you ready to begin? Remember, the most successful transformations do not start with a perfect plan. They start with a single decision. Right now, you have the choice to continue living as the old self, repeating the same cycles, or to step into the unknown and begin becoming the new self. Imagine looking back 1 year from today and barely recognizing the person you are now. More peaceful, more abundant, more alive. That possibility is real, and it begins with your decision today to take the first step. As you've seen throughout this video, thousands of people all over the world have healed, transformed, and manifested a new reality through these practices. They weren't special, and they didn't start out perfect. They were simply willing to try, willing to commit, and willing to believe that life could be more. And because they believed, they experienced miracles. The same energy, the same field, the same possibility is available to you right now. What will you do with it? Here's my invitation. Starting today, set aside just 10 or 15 minutes for yourself. Use that time to practice one of Joe Dispenza's guided meditations, or simply close your eyes, breathe deeply, and feel gratitude for the life you want to create. Let this be your first step into the new self. And if you need guidance, go back to this video as often as you need. Each time you watch, you'll find new insights waiting for you. Consistency is the key, and your future self is already thanking you for starting now. If this video inspired you, make sure to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to this channel for more content that will expand your consciousness and transform your life. And most importantly, don't just listen, apply what you've learned today. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and your step begins right here, right now. Stay committed, stay open, and trust the process, because the new life you desire is already waiting for you. As you reach the end of this video, let's take a moment to recap the journey we've been on together. We started by uncovering the pain points that keep so many people stuck in repetitive cycles of stress, fear, and limitation. Then we explored Joe Dispenza's powerful method, the science and spirituality behind breaking the habit of being yourself and creating a new self. We looked at the real effects this practice has on the body and mind, and we walked through the incredible 1-year transformation that countless people have experienced. Finally, we ended with a simple, practical guide for how you can begin today. Now the question is, what about you? Are you ready to take the first step and commit, even if it's just for a few minutes a day? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments below. What part of this journey spoke to you the most? Was it the science, the stories of healing, or the idea of becoming a completely new version of yourself in just 1 year? Your answer might inspire someone else to begin their own transformation. If this video resonated with you, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs this message, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, so you never miss future videos filled with tools, teachings, and inspiration to help you expand your consciousness and transform your reality. Every time you engage, you help spread this message of healing and growth to more people around the world. And here's my challenge to you. Don't just close this video and go back to the old routine. Set a clear intention right now. Decide when you will practice your first meditation, even if it's just tomorrow morning for 10 minutes. Transformation doesn't begin with knowledge. It begins with action. Your future self is waiting for you. And the only thing standing between you and that version of you is your decision today. Before you go, I invite you to continue this journey by watching the previous video we released. It's directly connected to what you learned today and will give you even more insights to deepen your practice. The link is right here on the screen and in the description. Watch it next, take the first step, And let this be the moment that changes everything for you.